I'm sitting in my memory, in a cafe at the bottom of the Park Lane Hotel in Park Lane, London. The traffic's pouring past, and I'm probably drinking a cup of coffee. And I'm alive to this capital city and all the bustle of, not so much bustle somehow, it's just the vibrant life of cities, sunshine, beautiful morning. I'm young, of course, I'm a teenager. And I'm embracing all that life is. What an extraordinary unravelling of experiences is before me. I visualise it in a very material way, sitting there in the cafe, with the sun streaming in and the people around, and the city life and the traffic, the people passing by on the pavement, and the park. Hyde Park is just opposite, just across the road. Goodness, yes. And even this cafe that I'm in, I say it's it's part of that complex that the hotel is, or is it just near it? Perhaps it's a cafe that's just very near the hotel. I was subsequently, I remember going into the hotel because I was working for an advertising agent, and they wanted to advertise their, or someone was advertising their silver tea set on the closed circuit television at the hotel. And I was part of the agency. I was the progress chaser and come to see if things are going okay. And I remember the tea set cost £500, which was an absurd amount to pay for a tea set, of course. But there was the excitement of, rich place and rich people and internationalism of it all and so on. That was to come. No, I didn't know that, of course, when I was sitting in the cafe in Park Lane. I'd done it several times, not just once, sat there. It was my place for feeling the hub of a new world city, so to speak. Ever building tomorrow. You could feel the vibrant life of life. You don't have to be in natural country surroundings. You can be in the midst of the city. I could some mornings when I worked in the city come up of on High Holborn out of the tube station. I could almost fly up the steps into the sunlight with the day before me. An absolute exhilaration of life, full of life. The fun of being in a city and being part of this fantastic grown-up world. All new to me. A city of much history, of course, and much future, always. Cities are ever being built, ever new. You never stop building a city. If you do, well, Like Babylon goes back to the dust of the desert. No life. We're ever building the new. Youth is an amazing experience of life. Life in abundance. Quite simply, you need an abundance of loving kindness and good intention, rather than an abundance of material things and the chains of ever achieving more of such. You need to do what Marshall did, even as a young man. He didn't want to work in the city, actually. He wanted to go to university, but he couldn't, so he was working in the city. And one of my accounts when I was in the press department was location of office bureau. I'd put cards in, well, I helped as regards production of the cards for the tube station, underground trains that would advertise people playing golf before breakfast in the country. It's sort of a bit fictitious, but because they got lots more time working locally, not in a big city, but out way beyond the suburbs, perhaps. It was sort of extolling suburban life, the growth of such, to try and ease the stress in cities. And I thought, this is right. I was sold on what I was selling. I agreed with this. So what did I do? Packed up the job, became a student teacher locally in the country. Rochford, Essex. Secondary school. Became comprehensive, of course. Or had become comprehensive, yeah, just. And it was lovely. I was fulfilled. I was teaching. The fun of teaching kids. I was only a few years older than them. I was something like 19, and they could be, when they were 11 to 15, weren't they? Just fun. I was so alive. I was already on the path, you see. You're on the path from day one of your birth. It might take you a lot of time to get there. You might get there quite fast, but it'll be fun. And you're going to choose to enjoy it. Do it with enthusiasm and life. You're going to vitalize it with life. Bless you. I'm come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. I am what loving kindness is. Truth and faithfulness, grace and forgiveness, hope, joy and peace, help, rescue, the knight in shining armour, the loving mum, the good dad, integrity, wisdom, understanding, help, support, provision. I am what thou art. I'm a child of God. That's the Jesus message. You can read it and think about it till you're blue in the face, but it's still the same. Father, Dad, Heavenly Dad, your dad. You're a child of God. And knowing that, the prodigal, despite all the mistakes and the chaos and the wretchedness, he could return home because he knows in his heart, I am my Father's child. There's a place for me always in his house. Thank God. Thank you, Dad. Love you to bits. Do you see, this is the key to life eternal, that you know who you are, that you are a child of God, Your God, most powerful and most loving, more importantly, loves you. Always. He is what integrity and faithfulness is. He's a heavenly dad. Love you, Dad. Thank you. You make everything possible. You make it possible for Mum to be the loving, wonderful person she is. You provide the resources. You provide the protection. This is very sexist, isn't it? And it's very much the culture I was brought up in, I suppose, albeit on the wane in the 20th century. But you still know what I mean, and you're going to adapt it and understand it as you mean in your age, in your century, be it the 21st or the 22nd or the 23rd, etc., etc. It is the never-ending story, the love of your God. What I say in my language, your dad. Bless you. You'll say it in your language. Bless you. Thank you, Dad.
Yes, you may in your century have got to the stage where you're thinking of him as perfect friend. That's a development and good. It's even nearer the truth. Don't despise the age that God has put you in. If he needed you to learn my lessons, you'd be in my century, not yours. Don't despise anything that God puts before you or around you, or even in you. Recall only that he loves you, loves you, loves you, and you have life eternal already, actually, because you see, eternal is eternal, both forward and backward in time and through all of the present. It's just that you needed a little bit of training, a solid anchoring to be the wonderful person that you are eternally. Bless you. And you are blessed. You must say this story in your words, your way. For this reason are you sent, to rescue others. It is in your helping and blessing and loving others that you will find God has done everything you needed. You actually don't need to attend to your spiritual life. Be reasonable with your daily needs, of course. But you will grow up spiritually as God has it, which is magnificently, wonderfully, breathtakingly so. So whilst you stay in your world, in your appointed time, remember you are sent to bless. In my age, it was helping Mum do the washing up and the gardening. In your age, it's whatever it is, where you can be a helper, a blessing, a joy. Bless you, and you are blessed. Thank you, Dad. And you're thinking of me as long gone, but I'm not. I'm eternal, just as you are. We will meet again. Bless you.